Hello! Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing something super fun. I'm going to be making artisan baked bread, and I've never done that before, so I'm super excited to try that out. Since I've never done this before, it's going to be a new thing for the both of us to try. So I found this recipe on Pinterest and it seems like it's going to be super easy. So all you need is 3 cups of flour, you need 2 teaspoons of instant yeast, and you'll need 2 teaspoons of salt. And then you need 1.5 cups of warm or room temperature water. All right, so let's get started. So I have a bowl here and I have pretty much, sorry, that was loud. I have pretty much everything that I need in front of me. So I have my flour, I have my yeast, I need my salt, add a teaspoon. So let's go ahead and get this started. Got my big old thing of flour here. So let's go ahead and get it opened. Well, 1, 2 cups. 3 cups. Now we'll do the 2 teaspoons of the instant yeast. So 1 and 2. Now I need 2 teaspoons of salt. 1 and 2. And the last thing you'll need is 1.5 cups of room temperature to warm water. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump that into the bowl. And then all you need is a spatula and you're gonna mix it up. They said it's okay, it's gonna be more of like a wet sticky dough. And then we're gonna let it rise. They say 1 to 2 hours. There's some people who will let it rise for like a whole night. I'm not gonna do that because I want to taste it today. So I'm gonna get it mixed up and then I'm going to cover it and let it rise for about 2 hours. And then we will move on from there. And one more thing that's really cool about this bread is after it rises, you don't have to knead it or anything like that. Just put some flour down and we'll kind of shape it, and then we'll just put it on some parchment paper, put it in a Dutch oven, and then it will bake for 30 minutes at 400, I'm pretty sure. Then you take the Dutch oven out and you take the lid off and you put it back in for 13 minutes so the top gets kind of goldeny and crusty. All right, my dough is all mixed up. So I'm gonna set it over here and I'm going to put a towel over it. So I got this towel out and then I'm just gonna cover it and I'm gonna say, hey Google. Never mind, Google's not working. So I'm gonna say, hey Siri, set a 2-hour timer.
2 hours, counting down.
Perfect. I am going to let that do its thing and I will come back in 2 hours and we'll see where we are. It's a few hours later, so now is the next step. So I think it's been rising almost 3 hours now. The oven is ready to go. So what we're gonna do is I have a little bit of flour here. We're just gonna put some of it on the counter because it's a really wet dough. They say to get some flour, on the outside, a little bit on the inside, but you don't really want to mess with the dough too much because you'll miss out on some of those air bubbles on the inside of the bread later. So I'm just gonna spread this out and then we're gonna see how it rises. I haven't looked yet, so I'm kind of excited. I hope it looks good. Hopefully this isn't gonna be a fail. Ooh, it did rise nicely. Let's grab a spatula. And I'm gonna get the parchment paper ready too, just so I don't have to mess around too much once the the dough is in loaf form. I'm just gonna set the parchment paper over here. So once I'm done forming my dough, I can just set it right on top of it. I'm gonna use my spatula. I'm gonna go ahead and roll this dough out onto our flour. It's definitely very sticky dough for sure. So then I saw some people use their hands. I saw some people just use the spatula too. So they just kind of start rolling it. I'm actually gonna put a little flour on this side too. And then they're kind of just feeding it to the top of itself, so. You don't want it to be perfect, just kind of making it into a round shape. Now that it's kind of in a ball form, I'm gonna use my hands a little bit because that spatula was not working out too well. So what you're supposed to do is pick it up and kind of flip it as you put it onto the parchment paper, which you might not be able to see where you are right now, but that is okay. So very gently, I'm gonna roll it over to its side. There we go. Look at that. Hopefully you can see it. It's a perfect little round ball. I'm gonna try to pick up here. Whew. So delicate. Okay. Now that it is on the parchment paper, I got my Dutch oven. It is hot because it's been in the oven, so I need to be careful. I grab my loaf. I'm going to gently lift it and set it into the Dutch oven. I'm gonna cover this and put it in the oven for about 30 minutes. So like I said, this is gonna go in the oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes. So we're gonna put it in. After that, you will take it back out, take the lid off, and that will go back in for about 13 minutes to get those beautiful golden brown crusties on top. Honestly, at this point, it was seriously smelling so good. I was so excited. It has had time to cool. See if we can hear anything. Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing. It looks so good and so beautiful. I'm so proud of it. Let's go ahead and cut into it. Unfortunately, I don't have a bread knife, so I'm gonna use this knife. Hopefully it doesn't destroy our loaf. Also, gonna be crazy and cut it kind of towards the middle to see how it looks. So here we go. That did not work, so I found a little small bread knife. We're gonna see if this will cut through it. Okay, let's try that again. It was a little anticlimactic. Okay. Look at that, look at the steam. It looks amazing. Oh, I'm so excited. I'll taste a little piece quick and then we will be done. Okay, let's taste it. I can't lie, I literally hate videos when people like take a bite of something and they're like, oh my gosh, it's so good. But I can't lie, this is so good. Definitely try it out if you want to make bread. First time, I've never done this before. It turned out so good and so tasty, and it's definitely worth it. If you do try it out, let me know in the comments below how it went, if it tastes good or not. This was, I mean, fairly easy, and it turned out really, really good. I'm so excited to share it with my husband when he gets home from work later. Thank you for watching. If you like it, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.